Hi, Todd Burns here with Homebrew Happy Hour. Today I'm going to walk you through a couple of new Wort chillers that are being sold on Kegconnection.com and homebrewsupply.com that I worked to help develop. The first chiller is a 25 foot. This is stainless steel as well as a 50 foot that is also stainless steel. Some of the things that are unique to this Wort chiller are things that we thought about when developing for homebrewers is that we actually have a higher length on the top and the bottom, so when you go in and pull out your coils, so you have space in between the coils, it will actually give you a more uniform height on both of these at the same time. Another thing that you can do with these is change that height to fit whatever kettle or bucket you're using, so that it's kind of customized to your use. So next I want to show you some different options that we have available. First of all, we have a connection here. This is an MFL on a hose adapter, so you're able to take things apart, clean them, do whatever you need to do. Second, we have different hoses available as well. So it comes with a standard thin wall hose. This would normally be used for your average application. But we're also offering a high temperature hose. And the great thing about this high temperature hose is if you're brewing with gas and you've got a lot of heat rising, or you're just working with that really hot boil and you find that your hose is crimping over, which tends to happen sometimes with that other type of hose, this high heat hose is really nice, especially on your inlet side. We also have designed these so that you put the hose directly onto the tube and then close that off with a clamp, so that you get a very, very good seal. We think this is important because in a lot of cases you'll see these where they have a permanent connection for a hose here. The issue that we've run into with those is a lot of times when you're trying to connect that hose in a kettle, you're bending the hose, you're getting leaks, and you're having some issues with getting liquids into the boil kettle as your wort is cooling down that you really don't want in there, because you could have issues with contamination. So we think this is a much better way to do that. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you is how to separate these coils once you receive this. Now again, there's a lot of flexibility here, so you may want to have more or less separation. Well, what I do is I take my fingers and I go to the knuckle basically. And what I find by doing that on both sides is that it gives me a nice uniform spread on the coils, not giving you too much, not giving you too little. What's great about that is that you definitely want some separation, because when you have flow going through there, that flow helps. But in some cases, you want to have a certain height, so this kind of gives you a nice uniform spread. Again, you want to do it on both sides, and it's pretty easy to do. Okay, last thing I want to show you today is, first of all, we just bent this out. Now you can see how you've got some space in between here, so you get very good flow. The next thing I want to show you is how to attach your hoses. So when you attach your hose, you want to first have an inlet side and a worm clamp. You're going to need a screwdriver. You just put this on good and tight so you don't get any leaks. And then you want to do your outlet. On your outlet, some people like to have the outlet coming out so that it's just going into a drain, and then some people are going to want another connection like this to go to a hose, which you would normally put on the inlet to bring the water in from your hose, to go to another hose if you're trying to drain further out. So that's a nice option. It works really well. So you have this in your kettle, you have water coming in, cooling your wort down, and then the hot water is exiting. Another thing that we do quite a bit in our office is that this would be separated out as well, but we actually add this one in line and have this one in our kettle. In that situation, what you're doing is, instead of draining from here, you're actually going back in and exiting again. This is in your boil kettle. This is in a bucket or some sort of vessel with ice in it. So what we normally do is we just start running the water from the hose without any ice in it, so that because you're using the water from from your faucet to basically cool it down till you get to the point where you get diminishing returns. So it varies a lot depending on where you live and what the water temperature is coming out of your spigot. But in our area, it's the middle of the summer, and the water can be as hot as 80, 90 degrees. So once you get down to say 120 or somewhere in that range, you're going to really slow down on how much you're cooling, and you're never going to get down to your fermentation stage. So what you do is when you get down to a point where you're seeing diminishing returns, you dump ice into your bucket that this is in, and then you're super chilling that water. It's going through still in your boil kettle here, and you can get down to whatever that fermentation temperature is that you need for your batch. So these are the new Wort chillers, again, from Kegconnection and HomebrewSupply.com. And I'm Todd Burns with Homebrew Happy Hour. Thanks.